We're starting with the Keep It Clean bill. Representative Myers, if you are ready to start, I will move your bill. Since you're not a member of the committee, I would move that House File 1120 be laid over for possible inclusion in a future bill. And Representative Myers, if you would like to introduce yourself for the record and go ahead and start, you may.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Lead Fisher. My name is Andrew Myers. I represent 11 cities over in the Lake Minnetonka area. Last session, we had a great bipartisan support for an initiative called the Keep It Clean, which now enforces our litter laws on frozen lakes. And we've seen a dramatic impact in the reduction of garbage going into our waters. This is a follow-up bill to that is going to request grant funding for local units of government, organizations to help improve their management and programs to remove garbage, making it easier for our local communities to improve and support clean water. Today, I do have one testifier with me. I would ask all the members to look at your packet. I think there's a good amount of support for this. And I do want to say thank you. This has been a good bipartisan effort. Representative Jordan, thank you for co-authoring this, as well as Representative Faulkner and Chair Heinzman. I really appreciate your support on this as well. I'll let my testifier.
Well, good afternoon, Honorable Chair Heinzman and committee members. My name is Robin Dwight. I'm the president of the Upper Red Lake Area Association and a member of the Keep It Clean Coalition. And I thank you for your time today. So if you get outdoors in Minnesota in the spring, summer, or fall, you will notice the thousands of lakes, rivers, parks, trails, recreation areas, forests, campgrounds, resorts, wildlife areas, beaches, and picnic areas enjoyed by the public and managed and protected by state agencies with help from local governments, lake associations, and NGOs. If you are fortunate enough to stay overnight on state waters and in state parks in an RV, a houseboat, or other shelter of your choosing, you're required to follow rules for where and how to set up your camp, how to manage your garbage and waste. In a nutshell, your shared outdoor experience is a privilege, and protecting it for future generations is required. Not so for Minnesotans' ice belt. Since the popularity of ice fishing, winter camping, and recreation has exploded in the last decade, the Keep It Clean Coalition has seen an increase in leftovers of human activity on and around frozen public waters. Volunteers have worked tirelessly to bring awareness to a problem that should not exist and help our fellow humans to change their attitudes and careless habits. We have a new litter on ice law. That's a start, but it's not enough. The state invests our tax dollars to make public places more enjoyable and more accessible. Minnesota's economy is strongly reliant on people getting out more, and there is an expectation that users, through fees and taxes, share the costs. Nothing in this world is free. We believe that rather than go into hibernation, leaving the management of human leftovers and cleanup efforts to local communities, state agencies must take the lead in educating the public, providing resources, and implementing the same regulations for activities on ice as they do for public lands and waters during ice-out activities. You would never leave your bags of trash or camp toilet leftovers to pollute campsites, parks, or trails. You would never accept human or pet excrement on your picnic grounds. We all pay dearly to use state lands and waters, and we are proud to be good stewards. I'm asking respected House members to extend management and protection of our shared resources to the ice belt. The disconnect needs to be fixed. We can't manage and protect our natural resources 3 seasons of the year while disregarding what goes on during winter months on our frozen lakes and waters. We must acknowledge that people travel to enjoy winter experiences and then stay for extended amounts of time far from our homes and our constituencies to have unique outdoor experiences that are ingrained in Minnesota's Constitution. Please support House File 1120 and establish a statewide Keep It Clean program, ensuring the professional management and community resources needed to protect and preserve Minnesota's prized public waters. Ice is water, and we must work together to keep it clean. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Representative Myers, I think I have a number of others that have signed up to testify. Would you like them to come now?
Yeah, if people have signed up, I don't know if there's other people from the public as well. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I should excuse, Joe Henry was invited, and then we determined that one testimony would be okay. So Joe Henry will not be testifying.
Thank you for that. So the next testifier that I had, I think, was Tom Johnson, MPCA Government Relations Director. If, Tom, you wanted to make your way forward? Tom, if you had any, Director, if you have any questions today, feel free to, or comments today, feel free to share.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the record, Tom Johnson, Government Relations Director for the MPCA. Want to thank you for the opportunity to testify on House File 1120. This is not the governor's bill, but just want to express that the MPCA is supportive of this work. The problem of an improper disposal of human and solid waste is a real problem and is growing, although we do recognize the efforts of the coalition and the program have had a real impact. So appreciate the work of this bill and expanding the program. The exact logistics of this are challenging to figure out, but it's a worthwhile initiative and appreciate the author for bringing the bill forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Director. I'll just quickly ask if there was anybody else in the audience today that wanted to testify. Otherwise, I would start before that if Assistant Commissioner Bob Myers would like to make a few comments. Assistant Commissioner, if you would state your name for the record, you know the drill.
Mr. Chairman, members, for the record, Bob Meyer, Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Natural Resources. We are here to offer support to this bill as we have in the past. As an avid ice angler myself, I do see the impacts and I see the benefits of this bill and the work that these folks have been doing and what it is changing the perception and behavior out there. So we would like to see it move forward and provide additional resources. Thank you.
Commissioner, did I see something earlier this last week? Were you actually on a lake? Did you catch something?
Mr. Chairman, I was up on Leech Lake this weekend, perch fishing.
Perch fishing. That's fantastic.
I had a great time, but you see the difference in anglers. They no longer leave bags on the ice. They use buckets. They use trash cans. They are not going to the bathroom on the ice anymore, as far as I can see. And it's made a big difference. And the billboards and the public education campaign also is very effective. So.
Thank you, Commissioner. I did mention that if there were others in the audience that might want to testify today, I was going to open it up to testimony. Not seeing any other folks wanting to, so members, I'd open it up. Representative Purcell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Representative, for bringing this bill. I know I signed on last year. What are the results? It sounds like this has been successful, so I don't know who is quantifying, or I see the map of the participating lakes or COLAs or counties, but if you can add a little more context, that would be appreciated. Thank you.
Representative Myers, or your testifier, Ms. Dwight.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our Keep It Clean Coalition began about 3 years ago, and after a huge education and awareness campaign, we also developed a website, and through that website, we have invited people to join our coalition. It's not a 501c3, it's just a group of volunteers. We have, as of today, 60 members representing over 10,000 lakes, according to our calculations. We try to be accurate, and that number is growing all the time. We most recently put out a survey, it's a very brand new survey, to find out if wheelhouse users actually do need more resources. We should have done it a long time ago, but we've been busy. So hopefully the results will really give some important data about the real need for infrastructure in northern Minnesota. So we meet once a month, we do all kinds of campaigns and public outreach, and where I live at Upper Red Lake, we have a one-of-a-kind waste removal program that's funded through grants and community participation, and we provide waste dumpsters so that human waste can be separated from garbage and trash once fisher people and recreationists leave the lake. When they get to shore, they're able to separate that waste so that the businesses don't have their waste contaminated, which they pay to have hauled. And so our program is supporting the separation and the removal, the illegal removal of human waste, which is a unfortunate byproduct of ice fishing in a lot of cases.
Representative Purcell. Oh, excuse me. Representative Myers.
sorry, Chair.
I didn't notice that you had a comment there. Sorry to miss you.
Representative Purcell, thanks for the question. I live, close to Lake Minnetonka, been out there quite a bit. Actually, like the Assistant Commissioner said, I think I've seen a dramatic impact. We're getting close to that time of year with especially this warmer weather where we're going to see these wheelhouses being pulled off. And I'm hopeful I don't see as many pictures on the DNR social media where when those are pulled out, everybody has left their garbage. So I think the purpose of this bill is to be able to start that program. So we're probably going to get more feedback to see how many, hopefully tons and tons of garbage is, being disposed of correctly.
Thank you, Representative Purcell. All right. Members, any other questions on this bill? Lead Fisher.
Thank you, Chair Heinzman and Representative Myers. It's a good bill that you've got brought up here. The question I have, do you have an idea what the dollar amounts are that would be needed to make an impact here?
Representative.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Lead Fisher. We have two bills. One of those bills does have a fee of $10 for a wheelhouse to be added on, I believe. This one is asking for general fund dollars. We want to work with the committee. We know the fiscal constraints that we're in. I mean, if it's an ideal year, or an ideal situation, maybe it's, $1 million or $2 million. But again, I think those are conversations that I want to work with you guys to ensure we can start this program, because I think we're going to be able to really demonstrate, what we're accomplishing here.
Lead Fisher.
Thank you, Chair Heinzman, and thank you, Representative Myers. And the reason I'm asking is because I know that you folks will be happy with what comes for an allocation here. I was trying to figure out what the need might be, because we're not always necessarily able to meet the need, I know, but at the same time, it's nice to know what is that need and actual cost is, so that when future requests come through, we know what's, did we get 5% of the need, 50% of the need? This is why, and that's why I'm just trying to get an idea for that reference point, not knowing that we're not going to meet the need, but it'd be nice to know what that need is.
Lead Fisher, that's, I think part of why we're laying the bill over, right, is because we'd like to give it a minute just to figure out what the funding mechanism should be. So I'm glad we'll talk a little bit about the second bill to make sure that we have a couple of options, because this is really critical that we get this done. It's obviously developing need as we see the popularity of this style of angling exploding, and see in some cases thousands of wheelhouses on the lakes, which is on one hand great. On the other, we want to make sure that we do like the bill title says. So, any other questions, members? All right, final thoughts, Representative Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think this bill, like last time, has something for everybody. I mean, if you want to protect clean water, this is the bill for you. If you want to protect, our fisheries and wildlife, this is for you. And if you want to protect the, billions of dollars of tourism that, is generated from our lakes, I think this bill's for you. So I'd ask members for your support, and always open for future conversations from anybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Myers. And I will, at this time, renew my motion that House File 1120 be laid over. The bill is laid over.